Okay, then the next operation, the primitive operation, is delete operation. Okay, in the delete operation, how it works? So if there are certain elements in the queue already, if there are elements in the queue, we have to remove the elements. That is, we have to delete the elements. We know that removal of the elements can be done from which particular end? It is from the rear end.
Front end.
Removal means what? Wherever this, we have to delete from which particular end? Front end. I'm sorry. The deletion or the removal always done from the front end. So the steps here are, we just need to check for those particular conditions. The conditions are what? If front is equals to -1. Front equal to -1 means whenever there is queue is empty, then we cannot delete any items. That is, if we need to check for the underflow conditions. If front is equals to -1 means front equal to -1 means when this front will be equal to -1, when there are no elements in the queue. When there are no elements in the queue, front is equals to -1. We can rewrite the condition as front equal to -1. That is also true. Both are true. If front is equals to -1 means the queue is empty and we cannot deleting anything from the queue. So just simply put a message saying that print a statement queue underflow and exit from the operation. Now, the second possibility is that the queue may not be empty. Queue contains certain elements. So in the second possibility, that is queue contains certain elements, then actually in this particular stage, we will encounter two scenarios. The two scenarios are, assume that we have one element. We have one element. In that case, both front and rear, both will be pointing to what? Same position. That is, front and rear, both will be pointing to 0th position. So now say there are two elements, 10 and 20. In that case, this rear will be pointing over here. Okay, or if there are more elements, suppose if there is a 30, then rear might be pointing to this particular position. Okay, now okay, now in deletion there could be total 3 scenarios. First scenario is what? First scenario is when queue is empty. Second scenario is when queue contains only one element or one item. Third scenario is queue contains more than one item. Okay, so total 3 scenarios might be there in the deletion operation. The first one, which is empty. Empty means if front is equals to -1, if this condition is true, we can say that queue is empty, then it is not possible to delete anything. Okay, then the other two possibilities are what? Only two items, only one item. Okay, second condition is that queue may contain only one item. One item in the sense, if there is only one item present in the queue, then obviously front is equals to rear. Front is equals to rear. Then only we can say that the queue contains only one element. Let us see how this particular condition is possible. When there is only one element, if the only one element is inserted in the queue, then it looks like this. Both front and rear are pointing to which position? 0th position. Consider there is one more element available, that is 20, and say rear is pointing over here. Now, if I want to delete one element from this one, I should be deleting from which end? It should be deleted from front end. So this 10 will be removed. But where does this particular front will be pointing to? Front will be pointing to one position. Okay, that indicates what? When rear and front, if both are pointing to one position, means if both are equal, then we can say that queue contains only one element. So this particular check also we have to do. Why it is required to check this particular condition? Because if there is only one element and if I delete this particular element, 20 was present over here, and if I wish to delete it, means I have to delete from which end? Front end. So front is pointing to 20, so 20 is deleted. Now what is the status of the queue? Queue is empty. So how we'll come to know next time? How we'll come to know that queue is empty? By looking at the values of rear and front. But we know that when queue is empty, the rear and front value should be what? It should be -1. So whenever the rear and front both are equal, means if the number of elements in the queue is equals to 1, in that case we can delete the element, but we have to re-update the values of rear and front to -1. That is what we are trying to do in this particular step here. Step number 3, what it says, if front is equals to rear, that is if queue has only one element, then what has to be done? You re-update front and rear to -1 to indicate that after removal front will be empty. That is our second scenario. That is this second scenario. What would be the third scenario? Third scenario is where the number of elements are more than one. More than one in the sense, suppose if we have one element over here, say the front is pointing to 10. Let us consider one more element, 30 and 40. This is the status. So now here we are in the third possibility. The third possibility is more than one element. So now here there are more than one element. That is, there are total 4 elements. Front is pointing to 0th index, that is element 10. Rear is pointing to index 3, element 40. In this particular case, if I wish to delete an element, that has to be done from what? Front end. So what I have to do? I just simply delete this 10 and take out this front and increment it and point it to the next position. That is what is given in the else part here. So in the else part, what it says? Increment the front value. Front is equals to front plus 1. And then return it. Are there any doubts here?
No, sir.
Sir, once again explain front is equals to front plus 1.
This particular part?
Sir, yes.
Now, as I said earlier here, there will be total 3 different possibilities. The first possibility is that empty, second possibility is one item, third possibility is more items. Okay, so these two are understood, and the problem, I need to re-explain the third possibility. Third possibility in the sense here, now there are more than one element. Now let us consider that this is the queue as of now and try to see the algorithm. Now, step 1, front is equals to -1. Is this condition true? No, because front is pointing where? Front is pointing to 0. So condition is false. So step number 2, item is equals to queue of front. So I'm taking one variable wherein item is equals to queue of front. Queue of front is what? 0. Queue of front is 0. So what is this item is going to be actually? Item is going to be 10. Okay. So wherever this particular front is pointing, that is 10, I am updating in the variable. Next, step number 3. If front is equals to rear, is this condition true? No, condition is not true, because front value is what? Front value is 0 and rear value is, both are not equal. So it goes to the else part. Front equal to front plus 1. So what we need to do? We have to increment front, that is front plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. So front will be pointing over here and this front has to be here. So what actually we are trying to do is that we are trying to delete this element at the 0th element. Is that understood? Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shall we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next concept here are very simple. That is representation of the Q in the form of array. Okay, this is similar to the stack. So here Q can be represented using the array. Let Q be an one-dimensional array consisting of max elements. 2 pointers, that is front and rear, which maintains the front end and the rear end respectively. The pointer front contains the location of the element to be removed, and the variable rear contains the location of the element to be.
Excuse me, sir.
The condition front equal to -1 indicates Q is empty, and the condition rear equal to max -1 indicates Q is full. That's it. Very simple. These things already we have covered in the previous explanations. Okay. Q is the array containing max elements. Then front and rear are the pointer which are pointing to the front end and rear end. Okay. Then front equal to -1 indicates Q is empty, and rear equal to max -1 indicates Q is full. That's it. In the exam, if you get an question for 5 marks, array implementation of a Q, then what you can do is that you can just write down these particular points, and along with that, as an additional, if you can just mention this particular drawing. Okay, this drawing, if you can mention, that would be helpful for you. Just mention this particular diagram, that should be enough. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
Are there any doubts, students?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No,
And
sir.
these applications of the Q, it is also simple. So far the question was not asked in the exam, but it is simple. Where are the in which particular fields of the computer applications where we access these particular, or where we can make use of the Qs. Okay. The points here are various features of operating system. Actually, the operating system, how it works, operating system works on the principle of the process will be given to the operating system, then based upon the first process which has come for the work, that will be executed, and then the next, that is first in first out principle. So all those particular first in first out principle mechanism will be worked based upon the concept of queues. Multi-programming platform systems, different types of scheduling algorithm, round-robin technique or algorithm, printer server routines, operating system often maintain a queue of processes that are ready to be executed or that are waiting for a particular event.
Even to
All these particular points, especially what I have mentioned from the step number 1 to point number 1 to point number 4, these you are going to study in detail in the next semesters. Okay, in the third semester in the operating system, you are going to study all these. All these concepts are basically the applications of Q. The application of Q, the main core principle of Q is what? First in, first out. Insertion is done in the at the rear end, and the deletion is done at the front end. That is the core principle of Q. Based upon that, these are the various applications which makes use of the Q's principles. Okay.
So,
I think this much of explanation is enough for today. We can take a break here, and we can join tomorrow to discuss the program and the different types of queues. Okay. So I request that tomorrow's the home assignment would be 2 assignments. First assignment is that the program already you have with you, that is program to demonstrate the working of simple queue. This particular program you execute and see how it works. And then second is that just go through the different types of queue. So tomorrow we can discuss in detail about the types of queues. If you just read through this particular content, you'll be able to understand. But in detail, again, I will explain the operations and these particular algorithms also. Okay?
Okay, sir.